What's going on, guys? I'm BloodyAbsol, call me Brock, and welcome to another playthrough challenge video. After being inspired by the Mono Ghost Black 2 challenge video, I came up with the idea to play through Pokemon Emerald with only Ice-type Pokemon. If you're knowledgeable about Emerald, then you should know that the Ice-type options are limited, with only 3 evolutionary lines of permanent Ice-type Pokemon. Those lines include the Spheal and Snow Red evolution lines, and also Regice. Before I go any further, let's discuss the rules for this challenge. First, only Ice-type Pokemon can be used in battle. Second, healing items can be used, but revives are not. Third, no legendaries, so no Regice to make this challenge that much harder. Fourth, no glitches are allowed. And finally, HM slaves are allowed. With all that covered, let's go ahead and start this challenge. After being stuck in the back of a moving truck by our abusive mom, we do all the beginning story filler and make it to the star selection. I randomized the stars to swap Mudkip for Spheal, so this challenge is, you know, possible. After saving the professor from a small raccoon, we head back to a lab and nicknamed Spheal Round Boy, because it's round. And oh crap, it's a girl! Anyway, we head past Odell Town and fight May and Trico. After 2 powder snows, we head back to Little Root and nab the running shoes. We can then fight a few trainers on Route 102 and make it to Petalburg City. I sped through the junk with Wally and head to the next... Wait... Who the hell was that?! Something I forgot to mention is that this is my first time playing through Emerald. So there will be times where I get very confused. But legit, I have no clue who that was. I probably won't look it up, so can someone please tell me in the comments? Yeah, so, never mind. I figured out it was Scott from the Battle Frontier season of the Pokemon anime. Who knew? Next we head to Route 104 and enter Petalburg Woods. We can then protect the Devon scientist by water getting the Poochyena to death and running off Team Aqua. We can then exit the woods and head to Rustboro Gym. The trainers in Roxanne were pitiful. All the gym trainers have Geodude which are 4 times weak to Water Gun, and Roxanne has 2 Geodude of her own. Every Geodude got one shot by Water Gun, and Spheal used Encore and Nose Pass after it used Harden. The only thing that was somewhat annoying was Roxanne's potion spamming on Nose Pass, but it eventually went down, and we earned the Stone Badge. When we exit the gym, we witness a crime and head straight to Route 116. This old man then tells us his Wingull was taken, so we need to save it as well. We find the thieving girl in Rustorf Tunnel, and out of all the Pokemon, he chose to take a Wingull? Really? There's like an 8-year-old with Machop at the beginning of this route. You had much better options. Regardless, we knock out his Poochyena and return Pico to Bryony. We can then meet the Devon president and get tasked with delivering a letter. Once we leave the city, we run into May and have a quick battle. By this time, Round Boy learned Ice Ball, and we beat her Wingull and her Trico with ease. We head back through the woods and hitch a ride with Bryony to arrive in Dewford. After fighting a few trainers, we enter the battle against Brawly. At level 21, we outspeed his Machop and paralyze it with Body Slam. However, it doesn't get paralyzed once. After a Seismic Toss, a Karate Chop, and some healing, we get defeated by Brawly. After a quick grind to level 25, we get a lucky crit and one-shot Machop. When Meditite comes out, the only move it tries to use is Focus Punch. Thankfully, we land every Ice Ball to break its focus. Thanks to that built-up Ice Ball, we can then one-shot Makuhita and earn the Knuckle Badge. Next thing we have to do is catch an Abra and use Flash outside of Granite Cave to find Steven. We give him the letter and head back to Bryony to ride to Slateport. We fight a few trainers on the beach and head to find Captain Stern. This random guy tells us that he's at the museum, and we completely ignore the multiple evil grunts we've encountered before to find Stern on the top floor. We then have to knock out 2 Team Aqua grunts and give Stern the Devon parts. We can then head to Route 110 and battle May again. Thanks to some very annoying sleep RNG from our Slugma's Yawn, we get slowly whittled down by Grovyle and lose. We head back for round 2, and with no sleep hacks, everything goes smoothly. We soon after arrive in Mauville City and destroy Wally and his Ralts. However, it's not quite gym time yet. I decided to evolve Round Boy into a Steelade before taking on the gym. I had to challenge Watson, which didn't go too well. I missed the first Ice Ball, letting Voltorb get off a Spark and a Self-Destruct. We also take damage from a Spark from Electrike after building up an Ice Ball. So when Manectric comes out, there's little I can do to stop it from KOing Round Boy. On the second go around, I decided to use a Roar Beam and also Voltorb and Electric right away. Manectric only faints after some annoying healing and a Thunder Wave, leaving me to heal about every other turn just to knock out Magneton. So I essentially kinda just clawed my way to the Dynamo badge. We can then grab one to use Rock Smash and traverse Route 111, 112, the Fiery Path, Route 112 again, and Route 113 to arrive in Fall Arbor Town. Next, we have to go save Cosmo from Team Magma at Meteor Falls. And we get told their stupid plan to get rid of all the water in the world. 'Cause that makes sense! Anyway, we take a trolley to the top of a seemingly active volcano. Wow. This game is just filled with great ideas, isn't it? After fighting a few grunts and Adam and Tabitha, we destroy Maxie with a continuous ice ball. We head down Mount Chimney to go to... Huh. Well, that's not suspicious. We arrive in Lava Ridge Town and... Oh, that's nice.
2 hours later.
Okay, enough distractions. Let's battle the gym. After navigating the steamy maze, we beat Flannery with only using Water Gun and all of her Pokemon. Since there's literally no story between now and the next gym, we head back to Petalburg to battle Norman. After finding the necessary trainers, we start the 5th gym battle. I try to build up an Ice Ball, but thanks to Spino's Tear Dance, I have to switch to a Roar Beam to take it out. Slacking comes out next, and with a combination of Facade doing too much damage, Sleep Hacks, and annoying healing, Round Boy faints. We head back for the next go-around, and luck is a bit more on our side, and we can beat Spinda and Slacking with a little less than half health, and we're then able to defeat both Vigoroth and Linoon with 2 Aurora Beams each. We grab the gym for Surf and teach it to Round Boy immediately. We head back to Mawile and... We seriously needed Surf to cross this puddle? This is like 5 tiles! I've seen Sperm swim farther than this! This is ridiculous! Anyway, we head up Route 119 and fight Team Aqua in the Weather Institute. While clearing them out, we're able to evolve Celio into Walrein, and we can pick up our second team member. That's right, no one expected Cast Form! Can I get a hell yeah? No? Okay. So here's how Cast Form's gonna work. Since Cast Form is normal type unless weather is set up, having Cast Form use Hail would technically be using a normal type. So in order for Cast Form to be used, Hail must already be set up. The only time Cast Form can set up Hail for itself is when it's the only Pokemon that has yet to be fainted. Back to the challenge. With Cast Form in hand, we can advance and battle May. After setting up Hail and surfing Slowmo to Oblivion, I switch to Nimbus and take out Grovyle and Lombre with Weather Ball. Next, we can arrive in Fortress City and head to Route 120 and play Peekaboo with a Kecleon. We head back to the city and run face first into a bunch of planks to make it to the gym leader. I try to sweep her team with Ice Ball, but thanks to me not paying attention to Swablu using Perish Song, I use Hail in the last turn before Walrein faints. I send out Cast Form to knock out Tropius with Weather Ball, and it lives on 1 HP from Skarmory's Seal Wing. It falls to a Shockwave, as does Pelipper the next turn. I heal Nimbus once Altaria comes out, and the Hail fades, so it took a couple turns between healing and setting Hail back up to knock out Altaria and defeat Winona. Once we pass routes 120 and 121, we see Team Aqua head towards Mount Pyre, and we head right after them. After climbing the mountain and realizing that I went the very wrong way, we climb the exterior of the mountain and deal with this horrible fog mechanic. We fight Aqua Grunts and we talk to this elderly couple and grab the Magma emblem. We head to the Jagged Pass and raid the Magma. Damn it, where do you get strength? Once we grab strength, we can wipe out the entire Magma hideout and make it to Maxie. We take out his mighty alien camera with Ice Ball, replace Ice Ball with Blizzard, and knock out Crobat with a Roar Beam. We watch the awakening of Groudon and leave the hideout and meet up with May in Lily Cove City and battle her. We knock out Tropius with a Roar Beam and Slugma faints to Shadow Ball and Shockwave. Pelipper took a few turns to knock out thanks to Confusion and Protect, but I set up Hail and knock it out, and switch to Cast Form to take out Grovyle with Weather Ball. After finding out that Archie isn't at the hideout, we fight a Sleepboard City just in time to watch him steal a submarine. We head back to the hideout and fight a bunch of grunts and find a Master Ball. With a bit more warping, we can find Am and Matt and take him out pretty easily with Round Boy. We can then surf across the ocean to the Shoal Cave. We head to the bottom floor and catch our third and final team member in Snowrunt. I threw the Mash Ball for no reason and named it Avalanche because it was the first thing I thought of related to ice types. After some grinding, we can head to Moss Deep and enter the gym. During that grinding, Snowrunt learned Crunch, so I used it to knock out most of the gym trainers. When it's time to face Tay and Liza, I took advantage of Surf not hitting my partner in this game and had Avalanche use Hail because I was expecting Claydo's Earthquake to do big damage. Xatu takes it out the next turn, so I sent in Nimbus. Another Surf takes out Claydol, and Thunderbolt knocks out Xatu. Solrock and Lunatone come out, and Surf knocks out Lunatone with a crit, and Shadow Ball finishes Solrock to end the battle. After the battle, we head to the Space Center to clear our Team Magma. During these battles, Avalanche evolved into Glalie. We see Maxie Sucker Punch Steven, and in retaliation, we defeat him in a double battle with said Sucker Punchy. Steven then gives us Dive, and we head to the Seafloor Cavern. We have to deal with this annoying fog again, but we eventually find and defeat Archie. He awakens Kyogre, and as we resurface, we notice the Weatherman was wrong once again. We head to the epicenter of this madness, Sootopolis City. The fog pisses me off again, but we eventually find our way to Sootopolis, only to notice that Groudon doesn't stand a chance. Steven sends us into the God damn it, I hate this fog! Why is this a thing?! We meet Wallace, who tells us that Rayquaza is at the Sky Pillar. We go wake it up, and watch as it saves the world single-handedly. With the world saved and all, we enter the Sootopolis gym and battle Juan. His entire team goes down pretty easily, but then Kingdra. So I don't do face cams all too much in these, but this thing is evil! This thing can use Rest to heal, Double Team to avoid everything, and Water Pulse to confuse you. Glalie hits every attack up until the 4th Double Team. That's when it couldn't land anything. I used all the PP on Headbutt and Crunch, so I let it faint. I switched in Nimbus, but Hail faded one turn after, so I switched again to a Paralyzed Walrein. I heal the paralysis immediately, but then we get confused. I heal that, and we get confused again. I decide to live with it, and the battle drags on for 10 more minutes. I then got Kingdra into red health with 2 Aurora Beams, and I assume it ran out of rest PP because it went for Water Pulse the next turn, while I knocked it out with Surf, finally defeating the 8th gym. We head to Evergrande City and meet Wally in Victory Road. The battle was pretty easy, so we move on to the Pokemon League. Before going in, I grinded Glalie and Castform up to level 50 because I thought that was pretty reasonable. The battle against Sydney went as followed. I set up Hail Glalie and knock out Mightyena and Absol with crit Ice Beams. I then switched to Nimbus and knock out Shifter and Cacturne with Weather Ball, and Ramboy uses 2 Surfs to take out Crawdons. We enter Phoebe's chamber, and her first Dusclops takes a Crunch, then uses Curse, knocking itself out. Then thanks to a bunch of healing, Ramboy takes multiple Rock Slides from the second Dusclops, but it does faint eventually. Avalanche then takes a hit from Banette Shadow Ball, but it goes down with 2 Ice Beams. The second Banette takes an Ice Beam, then uses Grudge. Trying to avoid it, I set up Hail and switch to Castform. It uses Grudge again as Nimbus uses Shadow Ball, and it faints. With no PP left on Shadow Ball, I knock out Sableye with a crit Weather Ball. Next is Glacia, and I absolutely hated this battle. Per usual, Avalanche uses Hail, and I send out Nimbus. Thanks to Celio's Body Slam, I get paralyzed, and between healing and paralysis, Castform only gets off 1 Thunderbolt before switching out. Celio and Walrein then have a bit of back and forth, but eventually Nimbus comes back out and can finish the job. Next, Ramboy and Glacia's Walrein go toe-to-toe, but then I eventually switch to Avalanche to try and get lucky with Headbutt flinches. It works a few times, but a final Crunch doesn't knock out, and Glalie faints. Ramboy finishes Walrein, and Glacia's first Glalie faints as well. Her next Celio comes out, and Castform's Thunderbolt worked pretty well until Celio used Attract. Out of sheer annoyance, I let Nimbus faint and let Ramboy knock out Celio. After almost taking out her last Glalie, it decides to use Explosion. Walrein thankfully lives, and is barely able to on 8 HP, but we advance to Drake. I taught Ramboy the TM for Earthquake between battles because Blizzard just wasn't doing it, and I thought more coverage couldn't hurt at all. All of Drake's Pokemon get one-shot by Aurora Beam, except his Kingdra. Great, one of these again. However, this one doesn't have Double Team or Rest, so it faints after some Foot Restores and Para Hacks. Before fighting Wallace, I also taught Walrein Rock Tomb over Hail, which in hindsight I should have done that for the Glacia battle. Wallace leads with Wailord, and the battle goes pretty well until he sends out Ludicolo. It knows Double Team and Giga Drain, so I got pretty concerned. After a few turns of trading blows and healing, Ludicolo does go down. Wailord comes back out and gets taken out by a few Surfs. Next is Tentacruel, who was pretty easy and faints to an Earthquake and a Rock Tomb. Milotic got pretty annoying with Recover and Toxic, but it faints after being hit with a crit Earthquake. Whiscash was pretty easy with just a couple Surfs, but Gyarados got a bit sticky. It knows Dragon Dance, but with Rock Tomb slowing it down, and Aurora Beam doing good damage and lowering its attack, we keep the Dragon at bay, and we become the champion with only Ice-type Pokemon. The majority of this game was solo ran with just Round Boy, but once we get Castform, things just kinda snowballed, no pun intended. Castform wasn't really needed for this challenge, but its more diverse move pool was very helpful, especially in the last 3 gyms. And even though the Ice typing is the absolute worst typing in all the Pokemon, an upside to that is that it made the challenge that much more difficult, so it was pretty fun. So I guess the big question is, can you beat Pokemon Emerald with only Ice-type Pokemon? And the answer is, yes. Yes, you can. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below what challenge you think I should attempt. Side note, with the Isle of Armor DLC coming out in little over a week of me recording this, the challenge videos are going to be slowing down a bit while I play through that. But don't worry, they're not going anywhere, so please stick around for that and more challenge videos in the future. With that, I'm BloodyAbsol, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.